This mother had to make an extremely difficult decision for her son's life. What was the decision she made? Do you want to find out? First, leave us your like, subscribe to the channel, and watch the video. An extremely difficult medical situation unfolded in a unique and miraculous way, taking a course that absolutely no one on the medical team expected. That's the case of Sandra, who lives in Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, and who, by her sheer bad luck, her life took a complete turn when an obstacle unexpectedly presented itself. Sandra was only 15 years old when she became pregnant, and it was not something planned, but something that happened unexpectedly. As expected, the boy who impregnated Sandra was a young man more full of hormones and without any euros. As soon as he heard the news, the boy ran away from the responsibility without even giving any explanation. He just disappeared. From that day on, she had to take on completely new responsibilities for herself and with zero support from the one she thought she was the love of her life. The young woman went through too great an emotional burden, which generated some psychological problems. However, with a lot of willpower and therapy, she managed to overcome the situation and get back to her life. Sandra proved to everyone that she did not need any man to raise her son, being a mother an ideal for him. Even though the situation clearly left her traumatized, she persisted and fought to be a good mother. There is no doubt, life always finds a way to surprise us and hit us so hard that sometimes it can be difficult to go back and carry on as if nothing happened. However, it is up to us to decide if we are going to get up and keep fighting or if we are going to give it all up. Sandra thought long and hard about everything that was going on in her life and chose the first option, so she went on with her life and did the best she could. The years passed, and with them some stumbles and tears along the way, but from this small seed of hope, beautiful fruits were born. Over time, Sandra became a strong woman, and let's just say that being her son, he followed in her footsteps, becoming a strong boy. He grew up healthy and loved. Regarding love, Sandra felt again, and this time for a man who seemed worthwhile, named Jose. He showed her a new world full of love that made her let her guard down and give her love life a new chance. And exactly 15 years after giving birth to her firstborn, with this new man, she wanted to build a beautiful family and decided to get pregnant. This time it was a very well thought out attitude. After a few months, she found out that she was pregnant, and this time, unlike years before, she did not feel fear of the unknown but happiness. However, unlike when she was younger, she would have some risks in pregnancy as they increased with age. So she decided to go to the doctor to have the necessary tests done to rule out the possibility of any risks. The tests came back, and to both of their happiness, the results showed a healthy baby, but not everything was as good as it seemed. Sandra's exam showed a small change, and then she requested more complementary tests. After that, it was confirmed that the woman had cancer. It seems that life did not want to give her a moment of peace. One good thing in the midst of all this chaos was that they managed to identify the tumor at first, but going through chemotherapy and pregnancy at the same time is definitely not easy at all. You would have to fight a lot. But Sandra would take this by the hand because she has always been a warrior from a very young age, and after intense treatment, she managed to beat the disease. But if you think that after this Sandra would finally have her baby, you are very wrong, because the treatment against the tumor left her extremely weak physically. And with the health she already had, Sandra was very weak. Faced with this, the doctors presented her with a very difficult decision to make if she wanted to continue living. She would have to sacrifice the life of her child. After overcoming so many things, choosing between her life and that of her son was not easy. The woman believed that sacrificing her child's life would never be an option. So she rejected such a proposal immediately and confidently declared, "I will give my life for the birth of my long-awaited baby." The first months were normal, but after the fourth month, things started to be extremely difficult and she began to have many symptoms that put Sandra on alert because she had strong crises of dizziness, constant headaches, and so on until the fateful day when her husband was in the living room watching television and heard a shrill scream coming from the kitchen. He ran to see what had happened and found her crying in pain. At that moment, Sandra only had time to ask her husband to take care of their son. She said it with tears in her eyes, as if she was about to lose her breath. Jose was desperate, and without wasting a second, he took her in his arms and ran with her to the hospital. Something like that happened to the baby, who soon became short of oxygen. However, even in the face of this situation, the baby's father insisted that the doctors check the condition of the little body that was still inside his mother's womb. The man was so insistent that the hospital team decided to do what the man was asking for, and to everyone's surprise, they found vital signs and a healthy heartbeat. The doctor in charge was amazed with the whole situation. In all his years as a doctor, he had never seen anything like it. It was truly a miracle. The father was very excited with the news, but nothing would be as easy as the doctors imagined. They told him that the baby was too small and they could not take it out to keep it alive, as they would have to keep the mother's body on life support. It seemed that Sandra was still there, fighting very hard to keep her body strong for the development of life in her child. The doctors and nurses cared for her throughout that time so that all was well with her body. As time went on, the medical team took Sandra's body to an area where no one had access except for her caregivers. To everyone's surprise and against all medical diagnoses, the baby continued to develop well, fighting against all odds. She was proving to be as strong as her mother. Sandra's body endured the remaining months of pregnancy. Her belly continued to grow as if it were the belly of any other pregnant woman having a healthy pregnancy. The nurses were very excited about the whole situation, always talking to the baby and telling him about the great love his mother had for him. Love endures all, and finally the big moment arrived. The delivery would occur through a cesarean section. Fortunately, everything went well and the baby was born healthy and strong. Sandra made a miracle possible, a miracle that many doubted and that surely was only possible thanks to the love for her son that transcended health. When they heard the baby's cry, the father, the nurses, and the doctors in the room cried together because they had followed the entire battle closely. Unfortunately, the time came, and they finally had to say goodbye to Sandra, a warrior who had overcome many obstacles for her beloved son, who would not have the privilege of being loved by his mother, who gave her life for him. However, Jose approached the body of his beloved, and as a secret he promised that he would be the best father in the world for the little boy. As the years passed, Jose continued to care for his two children as he promised his wife, and even though he and his children suffered greatly in the past because of Sandra's absence, they all managed to carry on. It's wonderful to think how much this woman loved her son to have given her life for him. The love not only of a mother, but the feeling of love is an extremely powerful thing. Did you like today's video? Leave your opinion or message in the comments. Thanks for being with us. See you soon.